Welcome to Rajendra Tandon videos. In the Valmiki Ramayana, we are at a stage where Sugriv has sent 4 different groups of Vanaras in 4 directions in the country to look for Sita. From the team going to the south, Sugriv specially sent for Hanuman because he firmly believed that being the best among the Vanaras, he could accomplish this task. Addressing him, the king said, Kapishreshth, I have never known your movement to be obstructed on the earth, in the skies, on the horizon, in the Devalok, or over the oceans. You are familiar with the territories inhabited by humans, Devatas, Asuras, Gandharvas, reptiles, mountains and the seas. You have inherited the qualities of unobstructed movement and speed from your warrior father Pavana. There is none as glorious as you on the face of the earth. Hence, you must devise a plan to trace the whereabouts of Sita. Hanuman, you are a master of diplomacy. In you alone I see valor, wisdom, chivalry, timely conduct, and an understanding of the right choice of time and place. Listening to Sugriv addressing Hanuman, Rama learnt how much the success of their mission depended upon the latter. He could see that Hanuman too thought that he could certainly deliver success. Delighted at the thought, Rama placed in Hanuman's hands a ring engraved with his name that would help him in identifying himself in Sita's presence. He said, Kapishreshth, this token of identification would convince Sita that you have met me. She can then fearlessly talk to you. Hanuman received it, bowed at Rama's feet, and left with his group. Among his hordes, Hanuman looked resplendent as the moon, surrounded by the constellation in a clear sky. Look at the simile. Moon surrounded by constellations in a clear sky. Counting 30 days from the date of departure, 3 groups of Vanaras returned from the east, the north and the west without success. The southern team led by Angada and Hanuman arrived at Vindhyachal mountain and looked into caves, valleys, forests, around rivers, ponds, bushes, and around hilltops, but without finding a trace of Sita. Disappointed, disheartened, the group sat near a tree where the wise Angada addressed them to lift their morale. He said, we have thoroughly searched in forests, near streams, in inaccessible places, on the mountains, and in the caves. However, we have been unsuccessful in finding a trace of either Janaki or of the devilish Rakshasa who abducted her. We have used up most of the allotted 30 days. The king Sugriv is strict in compliance of his orders. By passing sloth, sleep, and regrets, we shall continue our effort. The one who makes an effort reaps the fruit of success. Therein, we must not give up making an effort because we are dejected. Brave words. Angad and Hanuman, leading the Vanaras, continued with their search in the caves and dense forests of the Vindhyachal mountain. As they arrived at the Nairitya peak, the time limit of 30 days prescribed by Sugriv was exhausted. They noticed a cave where the door was open. It was known as Rikshabil and was guarded by a Rakshasa. The Vanaras were thirsty. Noticing several Kranch, Hans, Saras and wet Chakravak words coming out, they concluded that water was available in the cave. Hanuman pointed to the birds and the green trees near the cave entrance. He said there ought to be a well or some other source of water nearby. Almost losing consciousness because of thirst, holding each other's hands, the Vanaras entered the cave and were stunned to find a forest without darkness, with golden trees emitting the glow of fire. Sal, Tamal, Tal, Nagakeshara, Ashoka, Champa and Kanera trees were blooming. Unusual golden bunches of flowers and red, fresh and tender foliage crowned the trees. Pavilions of lapis lazuli had been erected under them. It was an unusual sight. Birds were perched on lotus leaves and glistened like gems. The Vanaras saw several ponds where massive golden fish floated. The architects had extensively used gold and silver in several mansions. The windows had curtains of pearl strings. The lattices were made of gold. A number of houses, however, had been constructed with earthly construction materials. Large beds and seats studded with gems and gold were lying around. Gold, silver and bronze utensils were stacked all over, and so were incense and sandalwood sticks. The Vanaras noticed an abundant supply of fruit and victuals besides expensive clothes, snug blankets, deerskins and costly carpets. Looking around the cave, Hanuman saw a woman dressed in bark and black buckskin. She was meditating and seemed healthy. Giant like a mountain, Hanuman bowed to the aged Tapaswini and asked her, Devi, who are you? Who owns this cave, these jewels and these mansions? Devi, we have been suffering from hunger and thirst for long. Suddenly we entered the cave. It was dark, but we saw such marvels. We fear this place belongs to the Asuras, who can create illusions. We are unable to fathom in who the glorious person is to have assembled such divine goods, golden chariots, places made of silver, windows made of gold, and fragrant trees loaded with fruit and flowers inside a cave. How do gold lotuses sprout in these clear waters? Asked Hanuman. Why do even the fish and tortoises appear to be golden? Is it due to your tapasya or someone else's? We are ignorant in such matters. Kindly enlighten us. The devout Tapaswini replied, O mighty Vanara, you might have heard of the illustrious Maya, an expert in creating illusions. He created this golden forest with his powers and expertise. He was the architect of the Asuras. He prayed to Brahma for 1,000 years, performed austere tapasya, and was rewarded with Shukracharya's knowledge and skill in architecture. He later fell in love with Hema and Apsara. Enraged at this, Indra hit Maya with a thunderbolt and made him flee. Brahma gifted this forest and with its wealth for eternal enjoyment of Hema. My name is Swayam Prabha and I am Meru Swarni's daughter. I am the caretaker of Hema's palaces. She, now a close friend of mine, is proficient in dance and music. Then she turned to Hanuman and asked, Why are you here? What brings you to this inaccessible place? How did you find it? In any case, have your fill of pure food, of fruit and vegetables. Thereafter, narrate me your tale. Hanuman briefly narrated how Rama, the son of Dashratha, had arrived in Dandakaranya and how Ravana had forcibly abducted his wife Sita. He told Swayam Prabha of Rama's friendship with Sugriv and how Angada and other warriors had been sent to find the whereabouts of Sita in the south, a direction overseen by Agastya Muni and protected by Yamaraj. He said, Devi, we have scoured all the forests. We intend now proceeding to look for her in the oceans. We were tired and hungry when resting near a tree we noticed this massive dark cave covered by creepers and large trees. We walked in to look for some food and water. Now we are under your protection. Following the Atithi Dharma, you have offered us food and fruit, which we have enjoyed to our satisfaction. Kindly tell us, how do we repay your obligation? What is standard of civilization? I am happy with you, O Vanaras, who can outdo others in speed, said the omniscient Swayamprabha. Busy in the practice of religious austerities, I expect nothing from anyone. Looking at the gentle, harmless and pious Tapaswini, Hanuman said, we seek your protection because you follow Dharma. Kindly show us the path ahead. Swayamprabha guided them out of the cave in no time. Assuring them, she said, here is the imposing Vindhyagiri. Just across you can see the Prashvanagiri, in front of which rolls the ocean. It is for you to go ahead and for me to return to my home. Jai Shri Ram. We shall continue with the narration next time in part 2 of this video. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram.